Welcome back to Finding Your Program, Part 2. So in these two videos, we're talking about how you can zoom in on the priorities that matter most to you in a study abroad or away experience, as well as opening your mind to the many options that we have for you. Now, as a reminder, we spent some time already in the first session talking about and answering some priority questions. These were at the top of your Find Your Program worksheet, specifically questions about cost, classes, and a lot more. You'll want to have that worksheet handy now too. But now that we've had a chance to think about those priorities, I want to walk you through the categories of programs at Augsburg, the basic differences between them, and who they work particularly well for. As we've already discussed, though, your priorities are individual to you, and our programs can really meet many needs. As I mentioned before, also, there are many right programs for you. So although I'm going to talk about which programs work particularly well for different students, you might find that some of them work better for you than others. For this section, please refer to the chart on the second page of our worksheet, Understanding Program Types. So let's briefly walk through these. The first one is CGE Study Center programs. CGE Study Center programs are our homegrown study abroad experiences that Augsburg's been offering for over 30 years. They're designed by Augsburg, so the classes are all in our catalog and already meet your requirements. So no approvals or transfer credit is involved. We have semester programs in 3 locations you can see here, as well as summer programs in Mexico. The style of learning is very hands-on and pretty non-traditional, learning from local people out in the community, which a lot of students find really appealing. These can be also our most cost-effective programs with our $1,500 travel grants, additional scholarships we offer, your regular financial aid, plus the lower cost of living in many of our locations. You can really save money doing these programs. These are really great for anyone. Lots of students complete a lot of generals on these programs, complete their language requirement. So folks who aren't really sure where they want to go, maybe they're undecided, these are great programs in the sophomore year or really anytime. Specific majors we have a lot of classes for would be political science, women's studies, but we have specific programs for communications in the fall, social work in the spring, and medical Spanish in the summer. If you have a specific interest in social justice, you'll probably really love these programs. They're very interested in that theme. And of course, as I mentioned before, with the low cost, money-conscious folks really like these programs. Next, I want to tell you about our short-term programs. These are organized and taught by Augsburg faculty for Augsburg students. So they're really an Augsburg experience off campus. These classes are in the catalog too. Usually they meet gen ed requirements. These programs are very supported. So the whole experience is designed in advance, and you just join every day's activities with the group. These programs either happen in winter break, in January, in spring break, which is usually in March, or in early May. The January and spring break experiences are part of your spring semester, whereas the May programs are a summer term course. Fees are usually all-inclusive, including airfare, your program expenses, tuition, and even most of your meals. Many students love these programs, but they can be especially great for folks with limited time. So athletes, working folks, even transfer students, some STEM majors, any of those folks can really find these to be useful. Upper class students who kind of missed study abroad earlier might find they're sort of stuck and don't have a good opportunity to go. Even seniors, we've had many students who are seniors walk at graduation in early May and then participate in one of these in the summer. These are also great for anyone who's trying to catch up on credits. So if you've failed a class or didn't take enough credits one particular semester, you can add some extra credits during a spring semester with one of our winter break or spring break programs. And if you need gen eds, these are a great option as well. So our exchanges are universities around the world that Augsburg has a relationship with. Our students can go to these universities and their students can come to Augsburg for a whole semester or a whole year. While these are a local university experience, all or most of the classes are offered in English. So no foreign language skills are required for class, although it's nice to have a little bit of the language for getting around town. You'll meet local students as well as US and other international students on your programs. The credit on these programs has to be transferred back to Augsburg, so you do need at least a C- or better on your classes in order for that to happen. Like the CGE Study Center programs, these offer a travel grant. These are $1,000. But for these programs, the cost of living varies pretty widely depending on the location. So some can be more cost effective, while others less so. These programs can be really great for independently minded students or students with a high tolerance for ambiguity. So these programs can be a little bit more challenging to figure out. Maybe the classes are a little bit more unclear what's being offered. There might be visa processes involved that you might not be getting a lot of extra help with. So that sort of independent student really likes these programs. Also, those who want to be abroad for a whole year, these are a great option. These are the academic year option that we have. Our exchange programs don't have shorter or even really summer options. So we know that our own programs don't meet every need. So we have a list of approved affiliate programs that offer programs for more majors in more locations and more program styles, including the US. So we have a lot of US options here. Many of these have research opportunities, internship experiences, field work, volunteering. Others offer advanced classes in particular majors or the chance to attend a local university. Like our exchanges, the credit on these programs has to be transferred back to Augsburg, so you do need at least that C- or better on your classes. Many of these programs have their own scholarships, though, so that's something that's really worth checking out. So these programs, there's so many of these, over 100 approved affiliate programs at Augsburg, they really can fit the needs of almost anyone. I would say the folks who particularly like these, if you want a longer summer experience, our short-term programs are only 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks at the most. So if you want a longer summer experience, these would be great. Again, those volunteers, researchers, field study enthusiasts. I would also say anyone who needs some extra support. Most affiliate programs do a great job with that, maybe less so than some of the exchanges. So now I've walked you through the different program types available, and you've got an idea of your priorities from our first session. So I hope you have an idea of the kinds of questions that you might ask, which are hopefully about your priorities. But I want to show you some potential questions or areas of questions that you might want to ask about. Do think about tailoring these to your own needs. And you might want to pause the video on the next slide or the following slide to note any of those questions that seem particularly helpful. So here are some areas that might be helpful. For example, academics. You might have specific classes or courses in a specific field that you're really looking for. You might want to know how challenging the academics are on a particular program. That's a good question to ask. What kinds of experiences can you have? Do they have research experiences, internship experiences? How independent are your programs? What kind of support is needed? So that whole area of if you need extra support around anything, that's a good thing to be thinking about what kinds of questions you might have. And here are a few more questions. Again, pause this slide if it would be helpful to sort of write down any of these. Cost is, of course, a whole area of question. I would say it's helpful to get a sense from programs about the housing and living expenses on programs. You'll pay Augsburg tuition anyway, so the housing and living expenses is where you'll really see the difference in price. If you want sort of a lower cost of living, just be asking about that. I think that's useful. There's information or questions here about housing. What types of housing? Do you only want a homestay? Are you not interested in a local roommate? Do you want your own apartment? Are you thinking about, no roommates? You want your own space. So what kind of housing situation are you looking for? And even timing, whether particular times of year you're looking at. So all of those questions can be helpful. You might, again, design your own questions or make sure to tailor them to you. Make sure you've got those questions ready. and you're asking those questions and keeping track of the answers too, so that you can really compare programs well. So what are your next steps? So we've talked about questions. We've got an idea of what our priorities are. So obviously one thing is to start asking those questions, but here are a few other next steps that I think might be helpful to you. So I would really encourage you to think about using our program comparison tool, which is in your worksheet. It's the last page of your worksheet, in combination with the search tool on the Global Gateway. Our Global Gateway is studyabroad.augsburg.edu, and you can search there programs by major, by region, language spoken, other issues like that. So starting to explore the programs on the site that we have, and comparing them and some of the priorities you've decided are important to you, that's really going to give you a sense of what kinds of options you have, how many options you have, and what's really going to work for you. Next, I really recommend meeting with anyone who supports you in your college experience right now. This could be an academic advisor, a faculty advisor, your parents, a counselor in the wellness center or the financial aid office, a TRIO advisor. There could be a lot of others. But any of these folks who you might work with regularly can help guide you in this process too. They might help you hone in on a list of priorities that really matter. They might highlight for you some specific priorities they feel like are important. They might come up with new questions you hadn't thought of yet. And they might, of course, have answers for some of the questions that you've already got, like, for example, about cost. Next, I recommend setting up an appointment with me or one of the other study abroad advisors. We can really help you start thinking about the deadlines. How do I do the applications for the programs? What if I need a passport? Can you help me with that? We can assist with all those kinds of questions. We can also help if you're kind of lost or you're feeling like there aren't any programs that are going to work for you through this process so far. You're not coming up with any that work. We can really highlight for you some that might be a good fit. Finally, I would say get in touch with the representatives for the programs you're considering. Our study abroad advisors, like myself, can connect you with those folks, or you can find them online or at one of our study abroad fairs. These are the folks who can fully and completely answer your questions about possible programs. And you are the consumer, so make sure that you like the answers you get, or continue sort of searching. Okay, that's it for this Finding Your Program session. I hope you've enjoyed zooming in on what you really want in an off-campus program, and you've got your mind open to more options that are out there. I hope you feel confident now about investing your time and money in an experience that you finally will choose. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in our office sometime soon.